Hi, welcome to Gentle Gains with Kimmie. I've got a very fun workout plan for you today. Just about 10 minutes of Pilates style core based moves. So we are going to be working especially the abdominals, but all parts of our core today, because a strong core is a strong body, as we now know, right? So we're going to be taking a lot of Pilates style moves today in our routine. So when you're ready, we don't need any equipment besides our mat. Go ahead and lay down on the mat. We've got pelvic tilts to start. So feet hips distance apart, shoulders against the floor, away from the ears, and we are tilting that pelvis towards us and then away into more of a neutral spine. So these exercises in the beginning are going to be twofold. They're going to be helping to warm up our body, but also to engage and work the core. Let's do one more, and then we're going to move into bridges. And as we exhale, articulate one by one the vertebrae. Go up till we're on our shoulders. Inhale. And exhale to release. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale at the top, exhale as we go down one at a time. Great warm up for the spine. Let's do one more. And down, down, down. So now we're going to do a very popular exercise for Pilates, the 100. So let's get one up at a time. As we breathe, we exhale, do the other one. Lift your shoulders if you can. And we're going to inhale, 5, and exhale, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now, this is called the hundreds because we do the little arm flaps a total of 100 times in typical Pilates. We're not going to do that today because it's only 10 minutes, so we're just doing enough to warm up. So let's do one more. Very good. Go back down. And let's get into tabletop again. Exhaling one knee at a time. Inhale, exhale. We want to make sure that we're not losing our stability. And then we are going to toe tap. Exhale, inhale, exhale. If you need a modification, you can start from the ground and go up like this, one at a time. Or if you need more of a challenge, you can do both. The important thing is whichever modification you choose, that lower back is not lifting from your mat. You want to make sure that there's a tiny bit of space, about maybe the size of a grape. Think of a little grape in between. Fantastic job. Shoulders stay away from your ears. Let's do a couple more. And exhale. And bring them down and down. Let's squeeze those legs in, rock side to side. And we are going to lengthen now. And we're going to squeeze that front leg in. Then straighten it as much as you can today. It may be bent here and maybe farther out, but we're going to do those circles. Just a few today, starting out. Check on the time. 3, 4. Let's switch. Bring it in. I say the downside of these linen pants is that they like to slide up, and other one, that feels so good today. All right, now straighten. You might find one is more. And of course, I start typically, I think you start in. I'm doing outs for starters, and that's fine. But you go out as much as you can. You want to try and avoid if your hips pop. Mine tend to, so you might have to do smaller circles, and then eventually you can build up to a bigger range. And then let's go in. So important, the most important thing is just the control. It's not the range. The farther along you are in Pilates and doing this specific move, the farther you can get. Let's bring that in. Breathe. Okay, so next we have something called ball rolls to teasers. So we're going to start rolling, trying to get up. And then when you get up, you try to hold it. And then depending on where you're at, you can go into a full teaser, or you can just keep it here. And then we're gonna go back to the ball, roll up, find your pose. So if you are more advanced, if you've been doing this a while, you can try and go right into the teaser. Okay. Or just keep it, whatever modification, knees bent, hands in front of you, whatever it is. Let's do one more. Slowly go. This takes a lot of control, and back to a ball. Okay, now sit up because we are going to do dead bugs. So we're gonna start from seated position, and then we're going to slowly roll back and control. Now once again, tabletop position. So knees come in, one at a time. They come to tabletop. And then hands come up, and we've got opposite arm to opposite leg. Once again, you pick the range that you can do before your back starts to press up, and we keep this slow. If you just sped through this, you wouldn't give your muscles much of a chance to do much, to engage. You'd just be going through the motions, and that actually doesn't give you strength. There are power moves out there that have benefits, but things like the dead bug, we want slow and controlled. Let's just do a few more. I love dead bugs. You can do these pretty much every day. They're gonna help you keep your core embraced, or braced, sorry, on a regular basis. So that is also going to improve your All right, let's be done with that. So we're gonna come on to your left side, or your right, depends on whatever you're doing, to face me. And we are going to do clams. So let's just lay down and get the hand on to support our head. And we are going to, if you want, you could grab a band for this, but feet are lined up with your hips, and we are going to open up the hips, squeezing the glute. Because remember, the core is not just abs, right? The core is our entire torso, a girdle of strength, as some people call it, I believe. So anywhere down from your shoulder, actually I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like I made up the shoulder girdle. I know that's a thing, but all the way down to your glutes. It is what supports your entire body. So we don't just do a bunch of crunches, right? Let's do one more. And sit up. Let's go ahead and pivot to the other side. Again, laying down, using that hand to support. Ooh, there's that little knot. That kind of hurts. Feet lined up with your hips, and we open. Just remember, 10 minutes. This is how I actually work out every day. I do 10-minute workouts because I have a busy life, you know. I work, I teach my kids, I have children, I have a bunch of other responsibilities and volunteer positions that I do. So sometimes finding the ability to do a 20, 30 minute, 45, an hour, whatever it is, workout just isn't possible. And I also personally like to work out every single day, and you wear out your body if you do that every day for like an hour, you know. So, okay, let's end that here. We're gonna finish off with bird dog. So get your hands underneath your shoulders. We're gonna do some nice functional stability. So opposite hand, opposite foot goes out. We're gonna hold it here. Breathe. Keep those shoulders strong, away from those ears. You're trying to do an entire plane right here where it's, you could keep a broomstick. So lift from the bottom and bring it down. Bring it out. And we finish off here. You might find one side is easier than the other. So this is a good way to start to train any muscle imbalances. And bring it in. All right, great job. We will see you next time.